Absurd defiance ends here, hatchling. Annihilation. Incineration. Disintegration. The hatchling surprises.
So the main interaction of the build is between Hydrosphere, Ball Lightning of Static, and Spellslinger. Ball Lightning of Static has 3 charges with separate cooldown, but when you sling it, they all unleash at the same time. What this does is it also activates the pulsing of the Hydrosphere, which deals increased damage, and then also applies exposure to everything it hits around it. The Hydrosphere itself also does a lot of damage while passing over mobs, or when landing, or when being recast on the same spot. I'm using Frenzy here to sling those spells because it does not require a target, but mostly during mapping I'm only using Power Siphon, which has no travel time, meaning it instantly spawns on top of the mobs that you want to target, and it does not require a target, so it requires something to use, so it's auto aim. So what this means is, let's say there's a mob there, I can just right click anywhere in the map and it spawns all my DPS on top of the packs, while also moving the ball around to other packs in the on the screen. It also gives you power charges, and it also has calling for like tankier rares or uniques. The only thing I'm also hardcasting is Void Sphere without any supports, because initially the plan was to play an Orianna theme build, but I kept it because, like you see, it's screen wide and it sucks everything in for like 5 seconds with a 6-second cooldown. So it gathers all those mobs that you want. Like if you want for tanky rares, you don't always use it during mobbing, but for tanky rares and big swarms that you don't want to get overwhelmed, it's super useful. So skill-wise, what we run is, apart from the Spellslinger setup that I just showed you, we run golems as an elementalist, they're always good. We run Mark on Hit with Assassin's Mark setup, some movement skills, the Void Sphere I talked about, a guard skill with custom and damage taken, and our auras, I run Wrath, which is very good, and Herald of Thunder, which is not very good. I used to run Tempest Shield, which might be better, definitely defensively is better. But what I'm trying now is this Herald of Thunder along with the ring I'm gonna show you in a bit, which gives you around like 10% more DPS, so I'm running that instead now. Gear-wise, the ring is basically chosen because it has curse on hit conductivity, and I recently went a second curse on the tree, so that's why it's a lot of damage. Um, and this one is a replica heat shiver. It's in 1 chaos unique, and what this does, it gives extra cold damage based on your shock effect on the enemy, which is approximately 20% more damage as well. I got it with a +1 max power charge, a corruption, which shouldn't be too expensive because the base item is also very cheap. Other than that, we run also an Ashes of the Stars amulet, which is super broken with Spilled, because what it does is it gives +1 level and quality to all skill gems, which we run a lot of. Like, we basically run very few supports because 3 of our gems in the 6 link are active skill gems, all the slinging stuff, all the golems, which the quality is buff effect, it's very nice. And the anoint is defensive 1 block and a bit of block and endurance charge when you block. You could run more power charges here, or the transfiguration of souls, which gives you more damage based on your ES. Your choice. I run this one because I like having the extra defensive layer. Um, the rest is pretty much all tree crafted. For the wand, you want obviously a lot of lightning stuff, which is your main damage, and some crit multi also helps. Both these lightning mods help, both lightning damage on spells and added lightning damage, which is local because the way Spellslinger works, it gets both of these added to your spells. The rest is like evasion shield, evasion energy shield, all tree crafted with some resists, attributes, and some spell suppression if you're lucky. The belt is probably the only thing I bought along with the shield, because I just decided I want more energy shield, so I bought like I think it's 3 or 4 divines to get a shield like that, or you can craft it if you're good enough. Flasks are pretty basic. This is for penetration, this is for block, the rest are normal. And I also run for a while I was farming juiced content, this one, because it gives you explosions. You really don't need it, I think. I think the clear is almost as fast without it, but it's really fun to have explosions, so go ahead. Last thing to talk about here is the um, grafts, which are very cool this league. This one is actually super important because what it does, it gives you this circle when you cast, then when you stand on it you get lucky damage, which is broken with lightning damage, and it also comes with a penetration mod, which is pretty cool. And the other one is the Aegis one, which gives you shield every time you apply exposure, which you do all the time, and it's basically half an ascendancy node on its own for free, with a bit of grid multi as well. So speaking of ascendancy, I went for the big exposure effect first, then big AoE and damage when you need it, some golems, which are always good, like I said, and then lastly I went for Shaper of Winter, which seems very good on paper, um, because it seems like it reduces the damage by up to like 20% maybe, plus the big chill effect on mobs and bosses, but I'm not really sure, I don't see many people playing this. For the rest of the tree, you go A lot of lightning nodes, obviously offensive-wise, and all the power charge stuff, um, and some ailment effect as well. And then defensively is a pretty standard CI energy shield evasion build with energy shield leech and ghost dance, and actually some some spell block and block stuff. Um, I also run Light of Meaning lightning damage jewel, which is dirt cheap and it's a lot of damage here because we run all these nodes. And I also run a Watcher's Eye with a single good mod being lightning penetration, which gives you around 10% more damage for very cheap. Second curse I went as soon as I found this ring, and I think there's a very good reason to believe that there's a better version with a big cluster jewel, but I haven't found a way to make it work yet. So content-wise, I've done pretty much everything apart from Ubers. For mapping, this feels amazing. Like even tier 17s with big scarabs, big mods, you you don't have any problems. Like it's auto aim, it's screen wide AOE most of the times. Everything that spawns under here also dies. It has lasting damage. It's very good for that content, and it's also pretty safe. I went from 95 to 97 in like one session, I think. Only died once to a random meteor from flask use that I'm no longer clicking. For bosses, it's a little bit worse. Like damage is pretty good. It's over 10 million for sure. I think it's closer to 20 million from what I can tell. And it's also very comfortable to dodge stuff because you only have to click once every like a couple of seconds that you have your charges back up. Obviously if you plant it's a little bit more damage, but it's not that much of a difference. The thing is that you do get one shot from things that are actually meant to kill you, like random die beams from across the map, or like a slam that you don't dodge from a tier 17 boss. If you don't block these, which is like 50% a little bit more, you do die. And I think this is what can be improved. Like if you're softcore, it's not a big thing because like I've been farming 80% quantity feared invitations for the achievement, but I do waste like a couple of portals each time to a random thing that kills me. For leveling, for the first couple of acts, you can go any lightning spell you like. I liked Lightning Tendrils and Orb of Storms until like Act 3 or 4, where you can get these two. You can also go Hydrosphere if you don't have access to Lightning of Static. You can go Orb of Storms and Hydrosphere. And then once you get these two, you can hard cast them like I initially did, which was the Orianna flavor build I was going for. But then I tried Spellslinger and it instantly was super strong, so I went from there. The tree was initially from this side, and lightning damage and health, and then all these lightning stuff, till you get Spellslinger, and you also need this node so you can get the reservation efficiency from that. And the rest comes pretty much later. Obviously this side comes when you swap to full energy shield and CI. Only downside with Spellslinger during the campaign is that you reserve a lot of your mana and you don't get to run any other auras that you might want to.